Hi and welcome back. My name is Deneen. You can call me D. I'm an astrologer and I teach people the psychology behind marketing. Okay, now we're going to be hopping into Mars in Scorpio. So Mars in Scorpio, let's talk about it. Mars in Scorpio is very, very powerful because Mars traditionally was associated, and it's associated with Scorpio. All right, as well as Aries. However, Mars in Scorpio brings with it a lot of intensity, and now this intensity can be viewed in two different ways, Now, there can be an intensity of action, but also Mars in Scorpio, the person can look very intensely sexy, gorgeous, probably not gorgeous, that's just a word that I thought of in that moment, but sexy, very magnetizing, very attractive, like bringing and pulling people towards them. All right, now Mars in Scorpio, there's a big emphasis on impact, intensity, and Mars being in Scorpio, you're able to take action. You're able to take action, and you might not be suspecting all the time, especially earlier on when you have this, you might not be suspecting all the time of the one intensity and impact that comes with this, but also too, when I say intensity and impact, this can emotionally impact you. Let's talk about it. Okay, so this can emotionally impact you. The impact of puberty, things that you do that are in secret behind closed doors, that people might consider taboo, and this might be like things that you study, esoteric knowledge, amongst other things, but this is an intensity and a lot of emotional intensity behind actions that you take or you go towards. So a person might be very much deeply intertwined at an emotional level on what they act towards when they have this placement. Mars in Scorpio, this is a fixed sign, so high emphasis on the emotional intensity. So this can involve finances, of course, shared resources, not just finances, but shared resources. And sometimes the shared resource and the actions that you take, or the intensity of action that you take, sometimes when the energy is a little bit out of whack, seeming like an obsession, can have a lot of emotional ties or a lot of emotional depth to where it's coming from and why you're taking action towards it. Now, Mars in Scorpio, it can be a cause that you take action on. I'm using the square right now. We're using the square. Like, say if you have this and then you have the square, right? A lot of emotional intensity that you have when it comes to taking action towards something that can involve a group of people, right? Or that can involve shared emotions or a shared emotional depth about a cause that is outside of you, but that involves a bigger group of people on a bigger scale. So like a person who might take a lot of their action towards creating these shared resources. What are they creating the shared resources for? Creating these shared resources towards a cause, like being able to give back to kids who have cancer, and they feel very emotionally intense about this, because of emotional ties that they have to it. So they're able to they're able to take action in a way that is very impactful, because they might not be saying it on the surface that this is how I feel about it, or this is what this is, but their actions will reflect it, and that will be so like, whoa, you did what? This is the person that joins the company, and they join the company, and that person who is at the top of the office, they will, like over time, or even when they come in, it's just the emotional intensity that they have towards what they're taking action towards. You understand? Be able to outperform that person because they're so much into what they're doing. And I think that has been like seeing that in real life, like in real time, I think that has been like, wow. Okay. But Mars and Scorpio, that's you, okay? You are able to take action, and a lot of your actions is tied towards shared resources, but also a lot of your actions can be tied towards things that emotionally you're enwrapped in, all right? You want to know about, you deeply have researched, okay? That can also be another reason why you're wrapped into it, because you have deeply researched it. You have very much went above and beyond to look at things that people would not look at underneath the surface. And that could have created a lot of emotion or emotional charge towards something that you can obsess towards, because that can happen here, okay? And that can also create a lot of emotional charge towards how intensely you go after something, okay? How intensely you go after something. Also, to here, Mars and Scorpio, the anger is real because water is here. And that water, Scorpio, is not moving. And so that's just bare steam. Do you understand? And so the person, this anger or this manifestation of anger that can happen can be or could have been boiling. Okay? And this person could have been sitting with that for a minute, and it could have been under the surface. All right? But when they feel like this is again, okay, if you have, or if you watch Mars in Aries, again, obstructing their action, how they can go towards their shared resources, how intensely they feel about something, okay, that's going to result in them being able to take action towards you to stop whatever's going on, or towards the situation problem to stop whatever's going on and cut and release that. Okay, big emphasis on cutting and releasing what is necessary to cut and release in order to be able to move forward. Okay, in order to be able to move forward, but also not just move forward, but to have what we would call the impact that they want, because there's also a little bit of controlling where the energy is going, because when you're emotionally involved in something, right, that can take a lot of your energy, okay? That can take a lot of your energy, and for them, this is a natural preset, okay? And this is something that this is in their chart, so the energy is there for that. But this is something that can go, like I said, boiling underneath. And if they feel like something is obstructing their action or how they're taking action, they're going to want to get rid of it. Okay? Eliminate it or solve the problem. Okay? They're going to want to get rid of it in order for them to move forward or move deeper into what it is that they're doing. Okay? Because these people can research, they can be researching, find something that they're very much into, they're so fixed on, okay? And the emotional intensity behind that fixation is real, and that ties into the impact of the actions that they take moving forward when they're taking action towards it. All right? Now, this is to their benefit when used correctly, okay? To your benefit when you have this, okay? Used correctly. But also to understanding and being able to scope out what needs to be released so that things aren't boiling underneath the surface. You're not feeling like the shared resources you're having, or you're taking action towards the shared intense emotions that you could have with another person, or that you can have because you've been taking action towards something you emotionally care about, doesn't cloud you of what it is that's actually being created, and the values that people have that might not be shared with you. Because you can have shared values, you can have things that are very much beneficial to the both of people, or to the partnership, but also too, people can have inherent values that are their own, that are a part of them, and that might not be as intense or emotionally tied into what you're into, okay, or what you guys are doing together. And that's okay, but sometimes that's not okay when it comes to what the Mars in Scorpio is going towards, okay? And I say that because Mars is in Scorpio. You have finances, you have shared resources, you have debt, okay? But you also do have things that do with not just shared resources, but like I've been saying, the emotional intensity. And if things are not reciprocal, if things are not being on the same balance, okay, when it comes to one person putting a lot of energy into something, putting their emotions into something, and you're feeling like that's lacking on another person's side, that can be what ends up boiling, okay? Just putting that out there, that can be what ends up boiling, because you might be very much involved or very emotionally involved in something, okay? Now, this is very awesome when it comes to you taking action that impacts a lot of people, action that is not just impactful, but it also is able to set people free on the things that they're able to do. Because sometimes, a lot of the times, Mars and Scorpio doesn't always put outright what it is that they're doing. You just see them do it, okay? You just see them do it, or you see what happens after they've done it, okay? And that might seem like something simple to you, but by square, we have Aquarius. That can impact large groups of people. Large groups of people. That can impact the people who are around you. That can impact, okay, how it is that people see or go about valuing things, okay? Because sometimes what it is that you are willing to do and not show and then just pop out with, people are also looking for that same emotional depth and intensity that you do have towards what you do, so that they're able to do it because it's a fixed sign, so it's able to endure, okay? And being able to actually get to where it is that you want to go, all right, without you having to feel like you're losing your why, or you don't understand how this is so connected to what it is that you're going to produce out in the real world, Taurus, all right? But you're still emotionally connected to it or tied to it, all right? If this resonated with you and this is your sign, go ahead and this is your sign, this is your placement, go ahead and hit the like button down below. And if you don't ever want to miss out on any of our astrology or psychology videos, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're always notified. I love and appreciate you guys all the time, and I will be seeing you guys next time. Bye.
Rock my chain in a dungeon, a submarine in the suburbs. They ain't hating, beloved. You walking in my shoes, then stop complaining and run it. I had to work with a budget, I never stumbled upon it. Lower class, I sold the highest grade from my mother's.